I'm going to leave.
Okay. I think everybody's been sitting, it's been moving forward. The chair's been moving forward, because now...
I'm not moving forward. You mean move...
Close-up, his shoulders and everything.
What do you want to do?
Just a little bit.
Okay. I need all twos and all close-ups.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool.
Okay, here we go.
All right.
Let's do like extreme close-up.
Not really. You can, just a close-up. You can move it in. All right.
3, 2, 1, roll.
Spike, I'm from Alabama, and I was raised with you
Where
in
in Alabama?
Montgomery.
Yeah, my father's from Snow Hill, Alabama.
Snowden.
Snow Hill.
Oh, Snow Hill. That's right. I did remember that. Malcolm Lee was painted when I was a young boy down there. Really is basically someone who preached hate. After watching the movie, I didn't get that impression, really.
Now, was George Wallace the governor when you were growing up?
George Wallace was the governor.
Did they say he wasn't painted as preaching hate, though, was he? Well, I mean, that's the media, so hopefully, your view was changed when you saw this film, or when you read the book.
Well, this, a lot of times I watch these things, okay, I'll accept it for what it is. I said, okay, it is inspirational, it's interesting, it makes me want to read more, but then I read crazy things like, well, not crazy, I better not say what, this Carl Rowan article, which you probably heard, and I went back in history and found out that he was an adversary, basically, of Malcolm from the very beginning. Luckily, I knew that when I read this. It doesn't indicate that. But, I mean, he kind of goes after you a little bit, telling you about the kids staying out of school and all that. Do you have something in common with George Bush in that you in the media, they take you out of context or something?
Well, I don't know if that's a good comparison, put me in the same sentence with George Bush. But a lot of things I say are taken out of context. And the latest thing was that Spike Lee only speak to black journalists. I never said that. That's
why I'm here. The reporter was going to do it, said, I don't want to get into that situation, so you better go up there and do it. She was intimidated by it, seriously.
It's a travesty. It's a fiasco. A mockery.
I mean, do you say things to get attention a little bit?
No.
That was just totally a misrepresentation.
They're doing that to sell papers. That's how they sell papers, twist what I say around.
All right, the article says, I hate you crack her ass. Remember that one in Esquire?
Right.
I mean, we spent the day together. I didn't get the impression you hated me.
I hope you didn't, but, somebody doesn't know me. How many people, there's 280 million people in America. How am I going to get to know me? So when they pick up when they see Esquire magazine, me on the cover, and they turn it open and it says, Spike Lee hates your crack ass, what are they supposed to think?
I mean, one thing is, I've spent some time with you in Tennessee at a TV station. I've interviewed you before. I appreciate what you do. And people initially say, oh, Spike Lee, I don't like him. Well, these are white people. And I'm saying, well, I mean, I think he's being, I try to defend you. I don't know if you need me to defend you. But is that the case, really, that you just, taken out of context, you say things that people just don't understand and they write it in their own way?
Well, first of all, I'm not going to say that all white people feel like that, but there is a segment that, who only know me through this image that has been molded and sculpted by the media. So, I think we both lose out when that happens.
Well, let's compare that to Malcolm X. I mean, I was raised to think this man preached hate and this kind of thing. It was a media image, apparently, from people who probably it was certainly an all-white media back in the 60s. I mean, what's the deal with him? I mean, is this revisionist history, or is it pretty much the way it is, or?
No, we're not. This film is not revisionist history, but it's just, the same people that accuse Malcolm X of preaching hate back in Alabama, what did they say about the church blowing up in Birmingham, Alabama? In Birmingham, killing 4 young girls. They might have been that guy's brother that planted dynamite. So,
isn't it true you should take Malcolm X, or anybody for that matter, the whole book and not just a chapter where he said this or a chapter where he said that? Because he had a pretty big evolution in his life.
Yes, and was really the challenge in this film, the show. That's why the film had to be done on an epic scale, because you had to show the evolution. To just focus on one period in Malcolm's life, we felt would have been a big mistake. So that's why the film is the length it is.
Is there a way really to boil down the Malcolm X philosophy into a sentence or a paragraph, or is it too much?
I couldn't do it. maybe somebody else could. Maybe, but that's a question you should ask Malcolm's widow, Dr. Betty Shabazz. I think she could do it maybe.
Yeah, it's tough because I mean it's a big book, it's a pretty big life, it's a large movie. I mean these kids that are on the street and they've been wearing them now. You've done a great job with the promotion of the film, wearing the X hats and that kind of thing. Do you think they have any idea what they're wearing and what it means?
Yes, I'm not going to say that across the board, but I think a large majority of the kids, black and white, know who Malcolm X is. Hopefully, with seeing the film, they'll know more, and hopefully, if they haven't read the book, this film will prompt them to go get that book and read it, the autobiography of Malcolm X, as told to Alex Haley.
But I guess where everyone can respect him is the fact that he is a man who stood up for things he believed in, and that's to be admired no matter what race or creed or color or whatever you are, right?
Somebody who has backbone.
And was willing to die for his convictions.
That he did.
Thank you a lot.
All right.
All the movies.